Now wait a minute. This is different.
My spirit out west. Didn't pack much and I left all the rest. In the dirt, you know, I found my soul. Modern day prospector, digging for gold.
What's going on, YouTube family? So I just wanted to share with you today, we are in a special place. We're gonna go ahead and check out this massive rodent hole, and we're gonna call it the mini mine. Okay, so why would I be checking these rodent holes? So I actually read in an old magazine about when you see this much material pushed out. I mean, it looked like, look down, it's a massive hole. Like they actually like really tunneled in there all the way through, over there, all the way to the other side. But squirrels, there's a guy who actually followed these, you know, they're pulling out some big material, some interesting material, followed the rodents, and they're little miners. They're pulling out all these big rocks and moving earth on a small scale. So one way you might be able to locate gold is go over and check the tailing piles of the little rodents, and you never know, you might find some gold in there. And that's what we're doing today. We're just getting a little surface check to see if these little rodents pulled any gold out of their hole for us and did some of the hard work for us. And if they did, then we know a spot to dig. But all this material came from, you know, look how far down they went. They dug in there pretty solid. It's a pretty nice tunnel. So just do a little scrape test, a little kick. Okay, so this hillside is bare, and it looks like I'm going to do a little bit better because this is at least 1.5 feet thick. And it's really hard material, so the gold would have settled. We're just going to do a quick little kick over and see if we can't pull out a target. We're working our way towards a mine that I want to show you guys. Well, let me know in the comments below. Is this an area you guys might want to check out in the future? Okay, so I don't think there's any obvious gold. So, okay, moving on. We're trying to get way over on that hill to that mine, and there's that tower. I don't know if you guys can see it, but again, there's no indication on the map what that is, and it's in a very interesting location. It's kind of hidden if you're looking down on it on the satellite. Pretty sure it's military. Looks like there's a watchtower, but right next to it, along with a few other series of towers, and an interesting looking satellite. So let me know if you guys have any idea what that might be, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a military installation because we are really close to China Lake, which is a naval weapons base. Pretty cool. All right, we'll see you over there, hopefully. That's where we're heading, way over there. That little tip in the middle. But this looks kind of treacherous, so I'm going to go that way first because it kind of came from that way. Well, kind of. Well, it was quite an adventure getting here, and I really wasn't expecting that. So from 4 miles away, it looked like a big open hole, but it is open, and it does go back further than I can see, but You got right here, this is like cracked, and I mean, it's probably okay, but I'm alone right now. I don't really feel like taking the risk, but that sucks. I wanted to go in there, but I'm just a little nervous with how much sediments here at the beginning. And clearly this thing has already collapsed some. I mean, the beginning was probably out there at one point, and then all this collapsed down because the entrance is usually the least stable. It looks like it stabilizes once you get in there, but I don't want to play with fire. I'm gonna shine my light in there though. We'll see if we can't see anything at least. If you look back there, all we can see is it looks like I don't know what you guys can see on camera, but it looks like it just goes back there, and it might go off to the right or it might go off to the left. But it's kind of hard to tell at this angle. But it doesn't go back far. And there's not a boatload of tailings around to indicate that it might only be a prospect anyway, guys. So not worth risking your life for any of it. We're all gonna die somehow, but yeah. All right, see if we can't find something else worth a shot. All right, so we have a lot of bigger rock piles down here, and that's a nice quartz veinlet with a bunch of sulfides running through it. But we have all these rock piles just scattered about. That's a nice hunk of quartz there too. Man, she's beautiful. But what we're gonna do here is break a few of these quartz rocks open, and you see there's piles scattered all the way down, and there's a big mine up top here, a bunch of old timer trash. So hopefully we can look at that. We're gonna bust a section of this off and try to see if what it looks like. So we broke off some already, but we're trying to get a little bit more substantial chunk. Let me use both hands. See what this sucker looks like. Okay. It's got good mineralization in there. This is just a rock sitting there. We're bleeding. I don't even know how. Alright, well, don't look the greatest. Well, take you and show you a little bit of mine. There's actually a winch hanging up in there even. So they were doing some sort of winching. But some really nice looking material around. But I want to just swing the detector and we'll see what we can uncover. There is a lot of trash on the surface, but it's all iron, so hopefully if we find some lead gold sounders, that's what we actually get. We'll give it a shot. So they got like a little vent tube, little ore looking thing. I bet that went into the mine. Looks like people have cross-cut in here, trying to get back in. And yeah, they must have been finding something. So there's that vent. There's this upper joint with a lid. Usually you don't see a lid that makes them openable, but that one, so you can get in. And then we got this pretty cool side entrance. This is what actually drove me down here. I really thought we'd be able to get into this one. But before that, look, we got this. You know, some parts of the old mine. And then inside here, you can see a ladder and a winch control. I don't know what all you guys can see with that. And some of the supplies down here at the bottom. Looks like they had some fans. And yeah. So that would be a cool one to get into, but I don't think we're getting into that one. There's a relatively newer bracing, but when BLM gets there and puts some grates on it, you can pretty much forget it. That's probably the end of mining there when them grates go up. Okay, let's go explore this cave or mine. Oh, there's daylight. I decided to come in here and metal detect for a little bit. And people don't drop shafts for nothing usually. We found this. So, let's see what that might be. Whoa. Oh, really careful. Whatever it is, hit the ground, I think. There's a car. Passing. Okay, well, looks like it was a hot rock. Well, I hit ground balance and it seemed to have went away initially. Oh wait, what is that? Man, I feel like I wanted to only do targets off the wall. Alright, so that was hot rock. Yeah. Just because this is, you know, I'm not trying, I've been digging so much bullets yesterday. I don't want to dig bullets. And I figured if I didn't want to dig bullets, this would probably be one of my best chances of not digging trash. Alright, well, we got a hot rock out of it. But we're digging through like plaster, laid in material, so this is less safe than, let's say, you know, a hard rock that they just chiseled into. This is just, you know, just clay, just rock material, it just falls right off. So you gotta be careful in any type of mine, but especially this type. Okay. So you might have cut in from there and then they cut over. It comes out the other side. Interesting. See the Queechy layer? Queechy layer. But it must have been something kind of interesting. There's caught fire at some point. You can see the timbers. And there's some sort of piping there. Came into this room. This was looks like maybe the back wall of the roof. There's no bed. We got, this was built like right into the mine. Some piece of metal. There's more of the house. Kind of just crumbled down. You can see the wooden structure that's charred. And then this is that caliche layer. This would probably not be a bad spot to detect. Just want to take a walk up here and see. It's a flipping road. There's all kinds of stuff. You just never know what's around the next turn in the desert. People definitely were out here. Now wait a minute. This is different. What is that? What? There's a chair. This is like an ice chest. Plates. I don't see anything of value, but that is weird. So I thought this was the top of. That's pretty cool. Let me close the lid back up. That's pretty sweet. Look, I mean, it's got a latch and a lock. And over there was like another one without a lid, and then a foundation. But I thought this was, I literally thought this was going to be that hole we saw the top of, which now it has me curious. Oh, there it is. There's the hole. So this was probably in a shaft, and I don't know. Maybe that was a place they stored ore or something. Let me know in the comments below what you think that might have been. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's unfortunate when stuff like this, you know, goes away back into the dust. But there's more. This was a pretty big structure at one time. You see there's a wall over here, and you know, this was big. There's a concrete pad. So whatever this was big. And bolts up here. All right. Well, I don't know that we're gonna really get too much detecting in. We do about 10-15 targets, but we didn't end up turning the camera on for that. There's the dirt bike. Here's we'll start over here and then we'll go over there. Here's where somebody was, you can tell they were finding something probably. They wouldn't have dug that far. But whatever they ended up doing, they decided to come over here and go even further. So let's see. Oh, it smells pretty horrific in here. Whoa, I was gonna say that is soft, but that's because it's a board. Well, I thought that was gonna go further, but I guess not. There's a mouse, or maybe not. It's interesting, they must light fires in here. That's why the roof's all black like that. But all right, smells like ammonia. Gonna hop on out of here. Well, that was a lot of effort. Got all this crap out. I even got out the UV light, hoping to show you guys something cool, but there ain't nothing in there. But I think the camper's right down here, so not too far from camp. That's exciting. It was a long day out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. And if you do, let me know in the comments below what your most enjoyable part was and what you would maybe skip through. So thanks so much. Thanks for helping me hit that 1,000 subscribers. And we appreciate you. We're gonna be doing that giveaway soon. We thank you tremendously. Till the next one, peace.